Yeah, I'm the last one that you wanted to fuck with like this, because that digital eraser didn't erase me. I'm jumping in on the stages now so you can see the deranged for what it is, cause I'm the last thing that you needed to erase, to save yourselves from being seen for all that you was to me, that you was to me. I've had enough of being preyed on, so I'm the last one that you're gonna erase the very mistakes that you've made. So I wasn't just dealing with a small hard time, I was dealing with the full lifelong solemn crime, being staged, engineered into a rage, whole life being hackable, being staged, all scripted up by cowards and criminals, all of their institutional lies, and all of these imitators by design, engineering, harvesting thieves, harvesting off my energy, rapture your mind, miss a chapter into a hysteria, trying to take over the mind and to take you out and make you that artificial intelligent way to take you out, leave you blind by your own natural kind, criminal cabal of frauds, bugs that wear these suits and ties. They're all dressed up liars in a whole different way of life, but this is how they basically throw you into the fires. Then they snicker up and they cinch up your whole entire mind's design, unable to think any one last thing out of the box. So they left there sitting at the tables of your whole skulls and bones, just sitting so comfortably in your own demonic enterprise, and it's shown entertaining the Sandman, Baal, and Freemasonry type of design, whole enterprise in this blood money, blood bank, and then they lobby it out to the thefts of men all over the place, and the Sinisters are sick of the Aleister Crowleys and the naughty. Why selves I told you to go into your whole hopes, blurp. I hope you all go, blurp, die, cause you're not worth anything, going quietly into the night, like the parties going on that blood money, celebrating your whole life as it gets lost off of the stages, just like throwaways. So all the government's going against their own constituents, not just thinking about what's best for their own fellow man. So you can tell it's a stage and it's a plan of the psycho control, trying to take you all out of your whole steam, stupid and fast asleep. They dance with the death magic and chant, and their lights up candles while they're placing you in all of that pain. You're just trying to take it piece by piece, as it's gone innocent for a while now, being played fast asleep. They're using that satanic cultist group-like thinking to make it all seem as though you're beating yourselves apart, so they can totally celebrate over the facts that they wanted to govern, control over the said problems, and it's a real crime. They create time for crime against your own home, your own mind, your own heart and soul, being flipped up into a script of this worldly full of culpable people to run their countries, but to the grind, but to the ground, down low, all the time. Yeah, you're pretending to work well with others. You can't even see the stages of demons, that they're leaving you up in flames in the worst way, being tricked up by the devil and lost so blindly away by their hatred so evil, isolated up in insane ways of the dissidents, being caged up in fear of the control of the evil in this world, a total eclipse of a bloodbath to ensure that you're all idiots doing these devil's work, cause the devil's been ripped off and stripped off, cause his whole heart's being cursed, as if people could see it, speaking to move mountains in the same ways through Jesus Christ's name. So they dig it deep in all the hell that they want to keep, they keep away from the truth being scripted up for the booth, as long as they stay perfectly made, slave made up in the mentalities, gone blind by the devil, so the devil gets his way while they fake ties and aim to stitch up your life in that type of craft, to switch up on you and place you in that bloodbath, working within the lines that's not meant to be their own lifelines, now doing the bidding to keep you entrapped and blind. So all of us open air prison in society still half asleep, can't even suggestively see that God's closed their eyes out here. Their eyes, they're being all led half blind, half asleep to its real crime. In that criminal mind of the that satanic synagogue of Satan, working so hard to destroy your life vessel. But God showed up, and God's ready to attack and escalate it, cause you know it hurts when it comes to curses to curse you all back for your spiral of the murder across human life. Y'all call it crazy and your total work now being stuck up in the cages and demonic entities. So of course that shit's gonna get real heavy up in the heart, getting your lost energies being harvested without your knowledge. So wake up, imitators, in Jesus Christ's name. That mocked up version of you, waking up them coffins up in the ways that they are. Cause with the Lord we'll eventually have all answers to every single thing out here that's been taken inside of our lives. So until then you're still choosing to stay counterfeits in spirit, not even returning back to the Lord, just to run your campaign and copy up others' intellectual property. Try to copy their voices and minds while living them seemingly without autonomy, unable to make a clear choice. Yeah, they don't want you to make a clear, conscious decision. So that's why you're in that strange danger, strangest of every kind, estranged in your own vision and mind, that you can't even fathom the words to use to light that match that's been placed in the Lord's fire. With the Lord's attire within me, y'all hated that I loved you so much. Y'all hated that heart and light that you hate to blend me up in the worst of ways, that it never stopped to the end of days, where I was fighting just so hard to hold on to my own light, being bled up in pain, it's insane. Plans been stripped down of me, keep me chained out of my own will and my mind. See, you tested my light from surviving that darkest night of the soul, to never allow me just a sliver of my own glow up and shine, like the plan to never let me in mine, to strip me down to nothing in place, in a plan that stripped me blind down to the bones in life. I call it my fault, cause I was never the one stabbing you in the back. You were out there stabbing me in the back and twisting up those knives so effortlessly. I'm not gonna die yet, I wasn't born for this fight for my entire life, until the light comes into this life, where I meet the Lord Jesus Christ on the other side. Cause with the way they folded on you, folded up on me in the first states of life, that just didn't break away. You wanted me to break, so terrified to let me to see all of my pain that was being bled upon me, completely being cursed as you rehearsed the setups or days for that sabotage, that harvesting of me that I could otherwise be. So you can wear your costumes and try to play police, trying to replace that whole life identity and your predicted little killing with intellectual design, being staged up in a whole group of you demons in disguise, and the details played around with whole lives to perform that whole total takeover of my money and my worth that's being blood money. It's cursed. I'm not accepting the curses, just so you know, steadily speaking against them in Jesus Christ's holy name, the Lamb of our God, holy be, holy Lord, to leave me be for more. For each and every single one of you never let me be, pushing me down further to the ground, closer to the edge, one setup after another, like I'm just a set in a whole enterprise for that money and crime, to stage me up in my whole enterprise, being signed up in all you could do to soil your royal oats inside yourselves, to spoil all of my life, my blood boil my own death to make that shit hurt worse. So all in all you could do to gain your powers back upon the earth, like it's not so cursed up in a hearse, a power being placed over another's life, the same through the scopes of it, acting like your God's in the face of God's gonna catch up with this one. Stole my life's sanctity, my own mind away from me, the intellectual property that you stole away from me. So I didn't even have a choice but to fight for my life, so you could stalk my spirit, my name, my light, hacking up in the data map in the backgrounds of my life to aim to destabilize me from ever seeing through to the sunlight in the skies, to allow me to have that sunlight come back inside of my body. So now I'm out here not sorry for exposing this type of crime, criminal minds being all left without remorse. How are you even representing that penitent heart to shadow up your own mother's life, or your own family or friends, to steal up that energy of the truth that has to come out, sparks that found in Jesus Christ's name, cause he has the real wisdom inside of me to wake up the belly of the beast that you made inside of me. Now you can't put it back to sleep to try and bury up my truth, leave me for dead out of the autonomy of my own me that I wanted to live and be, leveling me out of this ritual art floor, looking for a way out when you were prepared for that type before, to leave me out, lost in a hearse. So this one's out here and I'll expose every single last one of them, cause what they did to catch me up inside of that death magic cult, that death that you had in store for me, and I could see every single one of you cowards for exactly who you are now. So face that deliverance or fake face in front of the judgment of the Lord, cause now what I saw, the truth of the scripts I had been putting back on the booth. I needed to run away for such a long time, away from every single last one of them, trying to replace the upper side of that grave, that early grave that you could be plagiarizing on my life to leave me pushed up and lost in the body and mind. So I'm still speaking up facts unspoken, try to expose them with the rock of the Lord. Follow my life like a miracle that they never thought would come up and happen, cause they wanted me dead to lose my mind forever, lost inside of that war zone. So I fought for reason and clarity to put it back in my life where they needed me dead. I could suddenly see it and remember every single part of it. When I called back my autonomy, fought so hard just to get away, they tried to erase me. God was standing in the doorway while everyone stayed asleep. When demon rituals turned into a proxy by refusal, and the Lord saw it clean and the memories restored. Each and every single way that they had me leapt up upon that floor. A scant, being placed up in that scant, being stole up in my life. Plans to keep me fast asleep and dead to their deals. They made the devil behind masks, they wore disguises, while their whole worldwide lies goes to work hard to deny. Each and every scrambling up and thick lies, thanks to God ready to go and humble with me. Know that death chant they played circling back to haunt them, because that's the hour it's on when they're trying to dig a new grave for the innocent minds of God. Says no, not today will you touch a hair of my child's head, because you're trying to mark him up to place him into their lives with a staged up crime of an enterprise that's tearing me down, being so hollowed out and down to the ground to be able to control my own life. I deserve my life back. I deserve my life back.
Freek, are you kidding me?
Sometimes it feels like the world's gone crazy, and I'm trying to face it head on, but I can't keep doing this daily.
What's going on?
Sometimes it feels like the world is changing, and I can't escape it. Hell no, my God, what's happening lately?
What's going on?
Just to keep me down, so hollowed out, to control my life. Where you can't advocate, to articulate the facts in stacks and stacks. They don't want your spirit free. They need you hollowed out, unable to be. Like a deaf mute, deaf and dumb to the covert warfare, being lost and numb. Their whole cycle on repeat, their whole cycle philosophy. They forgot I held my prayers up to the Lord. They couldn't see, neither could I. Asking God to be my voice in the poisoned up way. They had to steal up my whole choice, leaving me inside of my own voice, like the voices of the voiceless.
Sometimes it feels like the world's gone crazy, and I'm
like
trying to face it head on, but I can't keep doing this daily.
I'm able to make my own choices.
Sometimes it feels like the world is changing, and I can't escape it. Hell no, my God, what's happening lately?
What's going on?
It's where they led me all poised up to steal up my own choices, and I had none left. What would you ever have done to deserve the type of kill? In the lies still try to get me whole set up in that way. All they did to me, to leave me dead in the decays. Not one deserved to have that type of play, being bled up dry from the beginning of their days. The love lives being manipulated and manufactured to hack up them stages to place me into the death. Blood red, creating the chaos to watch it unfold. Real sick, sick plots to engineer the very downfall that they aim to make. Of an intentional downfall.
Gone crazy, and I'm trying to face it head on, but I can't keep doing this daily.
Of an intentional downfall.
Sometimes it feels like the world is changing, and I can't escape it. Hell no, my God, what's happening lately?
Downfall. That they aim to take my intellectual property, then they can call it fate. Nobody deserves to be poisoned up in that kind of way from a child onward inside of their life. It was never randomized, that pain that they gave. That hurt's not normal and you can figure it out. So if you can come out at 42 years old with the place that you've never been able to do anything in your own life. So I came out at 42 years old, out of that place that you could never swallow it. It's too many ties and too many involved to stage up a man to have his whole life engulfed with that intent to poison up a nigga out so well, to poison me up and all that I haven't trusted, to take all of my kindness for weakness, all demonically being cursed and possessed to take out me, take a real stab at my whole life to take it away, leave me with no peace, no place, no home, as if to seal up the deal, leave me without any hope at all.
Riddick on the track.
So with signs of the spiritual elite, psychological warfare, dancing all over my life, to physically tamper with all of them, memories where you were just too young to ever understand. Way to get away. No child deserves to have a full autonomy of mind being taken from them by a whole group of heartless cunts in their Illuminati degrade way. They're trying to stage up my whole natural abilities to start to scramble me up. Without their whole reason, being sentenced to be denied from this life from inception. Inside of the words that they got twisted up in all of the forked tongues, their abilities act like they're out on the leash. Minds being stolen steadily, just by being born into a life forlorn, desolate, being brain fogged and afraid. Didn't want to feel like I was just being cursed up, kept in that way as a little baby, being all murked out, not even being able to tell something, 'cause never anything felt right when I was 5, 6, or 7, 8, or 9. When all I had was my own ability being lost off inside of my own reality, being crossed off, unable to see that crime, unable to see it like I'm sublime, locking me out of a life, and I'm trying to stop it with the righteousness inside. They came up with interferences all over my life. They projected their crime on me, as if it's my own lifestyle, I'm telling you. As though it was just a conspiracy to deny me of the truth while they displayed their artificial ways in the bloodbath, creating that fake dust and sleep times all over my intelligence, as if I'm just being unable to mind my own me, kept inside of a disease of affliction. They aim to never allow me to get away from their own prescription. Whole system of lies, a death camp of control like a grid locked down to your bones. You're trying to speak out and you can't speak. You're trying to find anything to make sense of it. You can't take it home. You can't make it home. Through the puppet master and plays to be love bombed. And they set up them stages, a systematic deal to deal your life into that mud, trying to shut you down, lock you down to that main very talents and gifts that God gave to lead with purpose. It's your right to feel so hurt and all of that anger. It's not something anyone could forgive lightly at all. It's not something you could just chalk up. Let bygones be bygones, right? Something that just hurts so exponentially, so ordinarily happening to you all over your life can't be built up inside of this enslaved cage to poison you up from the jump just to keep you that way. So this isn't something that they could just wash away, because this level of destruction is what's insane. That level of cruelty in a full love life, that demonic leveling off of a person clean out of their lives, their whole health and misery, memory, music, or relationships and finances, to the ideas of integrity and intellect, left you for identity being stuffed out, thefted. It's absolutely insane. So the fact is that I can see it finally, I can see it clearly, man. So I'm speaking out clearly until the day stages up in them own ghost ways, them ghost trains being locked down down to the main, locked down to the main vein. So they can't handle it, they can't handle us with what they did to absolutely take these insane crimes to place me out outside of that evidence that I couldn't uncover my own mind. And finally, had me feeling so lost and blind, just trying to liberate me. Unable to see the very parts of myself still in that intellect that now I can see, now I can know it's demon. And that mortified shit show being locked inside of their flames, criminal enterprise, all of the memories, and God's covering me to keep me going up into that battlefield all alone, even when it gets so rough. I've been fucked up and I had to do such hard work to get out of all that covert abuse that they gave to figure it all out. from the front of that crime to the back of my whole mind, my whole enterprise being sussed out, and the truth you need here, and it's only thing that you need the most to keep it clear. All confused up into that crime, gaslit inside of my life, being my home and my love life, to hack me up and treat me like a throwaway, straight to the whole operation, you know. Yeah, you got something out here right for once, for your whole life, when you got all of these enemies staking out your inner light. So not only can I see it for what it is, that crime, but I'm trying to get me totally back from that takedown, from all of their attacks. A curse to make it all over my life, and heart to make it all seem as though I'm speaking through that truth, because it's crazy making narcissistic abuse, all of that abuse, that light I've been laid all over my life, being assimilated to the cares and the crime, being placated out of my life like it's fine, to keep them handlers close by, to try and stop me down the full scope of that human life. That's all I wanted to see, all I wanted to be inside of my own life was me, but they're trying to take me out, to unalive me, to be able to unhold me in a complete way, to take me out of all of my memory, fading to come back at all, confused all over my life, finding out all of their inner crime in that time, running me out of my mind, worked me out to steal up my home. There's no way out inside of your life no more. They stole your identity to just keep you on lock. Blackouts and moments missing that they had you run out of your whole mind, to never leave you inside of your own autonomy, just to traffic you in and out of all of your situations. And this abuse is the depth. I'm not saying that a good think that they were enslaved to take you with of days, to leave you to the brink, unable to think. All of the nature of you gone without a trace, gone without notice where it all come from. Each and every single phone they made it so heavily click and clock to the barrel of the gun, left to engage as if it's your wars to wage, leaving me inside of a cage, just being locked out of that state-of-the-art crime spree. It's being selected over you because that crime's thick, to take all of this way over you. Act nice, warm and nice, but behind the scenes you're realizing they are the reason for all of the storms so heavily, formatting on grooming you into the scene of the slaughter. People playing up the game charades all over your whole life, while they're staging up on you, so you couldn't breathe under the weight of it all. And they stole up that riddle enough to play you out, their roles so convincingly, to till up your whole skills, to leave you without that scrap, to make a mill, while they're leaving you out in that agility still, unable to see where the hell came from. They drug you up down through the mud, to pedal in the backgrounds and metal in the backgrounds of your life, your whole intellect, selecting new bars and claws at your energy that stepped in faith of the Lord, to love this life with all you got, through the dark cultists set up to seal up the people that you deal inside of that way. You deserve to legally feel every single thing that you gave me, meant to take you back, take back to you. So not the whole people that are trying to take all over your life, leaving that type of mob mentality, to place a barricade in your life, getting all people out paid, to take your side, trying to cross me out covertly, leaving me blind and reaching for that discovery. There's no exposure left without the twist. You wouldn't exist, trying to trick me to exist, to man myself being laid down. I couldn't get my memory back. After this many attacks to create me up, to steal and seal up my voice in that fate. That fate, that fate. That fate, that fate. It came too late, too late.
Billionstars.
Never on me to be a place, to choose for myself, constant ways to be driven into where it was to control every next move, to level me up inside of never becoming anything of myself of my own choosing. Keep me up inside of a very well controlled syndicated control, barely able to make it out alive. With all their misconduct that comes from the same system of crime. Yeah, I was taken, fully stripped, and made into that joke, while they smear campaigned me to set me up, looking on my life, looking through that whole hoax. So my life spoke, but it was being bled up in them spokes, and every single scan that made that statewide connection of frauds to take my death into their natural stance of abuse. They left me cloaked in their crime, choked me off in the fog of what could be mine. As if everyone could see what was really happening to me. As if I'm just led into a life to be a throwaway, to take away my life, treating my love life like it's a place of their right, like it's a place of their right. Stage me up, poison me up for the greatest downfall of my life. How could they even have done this to me when I loved them so deeply? Couldn't see with my own eyes, getting lost and complete with that trauma bond. Frenemies wearing masks to keep me all murked out in that fog that I had to fight through, being placed into that fight of my life. And they said good luck getting anyone to believe you, kid. With the poisons that had me poisoned up so blindly, they were the plans I felt. They needed me dealt with before I ever got a chance to speak out. As if I was just being bled up for days inside of the deep trouble being invaded all over my life, being super distanced from my own self, never being able to discover that I was missing anything at all. So I was being staged, enthralled, standing in a life that wasn't my own no more. Felt there inside of no way out, felt there inside of no way out. And all I did to take my life back, being bled off track, bled out for days, but I was just dying to be heard, while they ignored that same type of display. They were gaslighting me just to take me all out, leave me unable to explain it all, as if none of my experiences were ever real or ever mattered. Where was I to them when all I was money? And it's that funny part about it, the blood money, that I didn't have to go to work so hard to get my life back, but I did. And I was just being lost off and cursed and gang stalked and being manipulated ever since I was 3 or 4. Having to work for more of me, or just me and myself and I, nothing short of it. Being worked up, bled and dry, played out in all the controls that they took, every single part of it left in scripts of my own heartbeats, job, relationship. Where did I have to go next? Just so they can keep manufacturing this crime in my life, the type of crime that no one would ever want to be true. And it was true, and it's just happening to me, not you. Me, not you. I can see all the happy faces out here, the way people can be, without being targeted and lost inside of this mess, lost inside of this stress. Just wanted a real love life, a real relationship. Wanted to love or be loved in return like anybody else. But these people made it clear to make me feel like I didn't deserve it, that I couldn't get to it. No way, no way, no way. worked at, so hard to escape that type of covert abuse. It turned into an art of their whole life to take me out, all covertly to kill me for good. They buried me up in my mind, heavy with them poisons, chock full, non-stop. They not only took my breath away, but the oxygen from my body and mind, so I couldn't breathe enough to think, to see that crime. Left so alone, and I needed to see so bad. It's just such a sad place to be when no one in the world seems to care anymore about that type of murderous crime spree left on me. You're just let up to die and blood up to die, blood up to cry and blood up to cry. Never having gotten a real chance in this life outside of a poisoned up place to be in mine. Then they smear campaign me to rewrite my future as well, because they needed me to be able to be lost in the minds and memories of other people too, so they could go on without any accountability being taken to them. No doubt that I had a real story in all of the years when I did, when my own worth was being heavily cursed and my destiny was being drawn out into this mirth, being slipped up inside of this curse that's been left inside of the earth. It simply hurt, just trying to survive the vein of poisoning from all of the plans that they took to take over my life. They can go ahead and deny it, but I deserve to get away from all of their spell work that they had me done, chalked up, trying to take my life back. And I survived the betrayal of the worst part of the gun, at least where I could see that bullet and where that bullet came from. Even if I couldn't, it would hurt a whole lot less than this type of session that I was speaking up with this pain. It's been ongoing since birth inside of my life, being heavily cursed up in the poisons. It's up and blindly to leave me lost, unable to even see if there was anything else besides this. You can't miss anything that you never experienced, so people didn't know what a normal life would be, or had anything to compare it to. And me, it hurt worse to be leaving me all alone, fighting for my life in a way that no one else could see but me, just there suffocating to breathe in a body and mind that can't find the reason of that crime, being gaslit, trying to survive all of the lies that they told to commit against me. So they tried to take me away from ever being able to get away. Just one big hodgepodge of a life that I never got to be. Just surviving was a miracle, for sure. But now, is there anything left at all on the other side of this two-faced bitch-ass world? All living in cahoots with that demonic tie. So this blessing is my comeback, no matter how much it hurts inside of my chest. It's my light that's still mine. I have the right. As if they have no right to steal up my own bitch. Now it's here to sign the Lord made for me. Jesus was my healer, and my ability to even see this. So I hope that my story would bring people back to the light of Jesus Christ, because this pain's just too much to heal from me. All the pain, the laying waste inside of a wasteland, the same. So I'm running for help, but all that sadness and anger and rage within the places that I had to bleed for days, being played into a mind of crime spree to level me out in that days, just to take my whole life from traffic back inside of my mind, to try and allow them bygones to be bygones. It's a whole lot more different side of this interrogated movement to downfall, designed to dim up my shines. They could take me away down to the dance on my grave. They needed me moved out so violently out in the backgrounds of their fake ass smiles, their deep fakes, playing their future fake, then cut with a knife, grinding up my bones as if I didn't own my own. He said, who do you think you're gonna get to care? Who do you think they wanted more? And I didn't care. It's just that poisoned up way that they bled me up to the brink, unable to think, as if my whole life's just an estate to take away from me and remove me for their own fears, arranged in their mission to rearrange our mind to troubles of a poisoned body and mind, leaving me all left blindly behind. beyond masquerading out of that love for me. So I'm taking it out of that type of an abuse, that ritual spray they take into my life, as if I'm just somebody to be a drive-by. The actions that are born out of fear, all that you did to me, I'll clear. My spirit kept me in the breath in my bones, taking me away I could have died. Seeing the darkness that was placed over my entire life, all the ritual abuse took place behind that scene. So I'm claiming God inside of the dark magic in their hands, replacing that trouble inside with the flame of grace. No one wanted to see I'd have the right to wish to erase you with these oftentimes. It's just so lost off and left without love, when their love didn't die. It just never was, because they are taking you all out, wanting you to die to play this fake made way. Deep fakes and future faking, leaving you blind, unable to give your own self to, cause you've been bled out for a drain spout when they were staging up you to die. Flipped you in the verse of how that court should work, flipping placements into the courts who purposefully set you up in the whole cup of tea, telling you you're blessed to be all lost, nothing out of control. And they're playing this CIA type of control. Mob beat, sleep, mission upon yourself. You're fast asleep to that type of wake of crime, being placed and forged inside a forwarded way. Take that current affairs, all their entire life the same. They sent accountants into the imitators to hate up on you all the way to the bank. So they want to know and to see your words, all the demonically fake that they're taking over your whole life, wanting you to take over placement without my own grounding of anything that I could have ever been. Waving over the courts, so you're being gate kept to the chrome, down to the bone, as they weaponize their own home. Inside of the estates and courts to cover up the crimes, with their whole demons being played in disguise, so you can see that criminal enterprise through the God of heaven stands over them, all alone inside of their whole occultist mind by design, their whole criminal cabal, weaponizing every single tiny bit of everything that you hold, as if you ever have been out here throwing you to the wolves. People never catch that scent of the scan, slit wrists that design they've been taking out here to take you all out, leave all lies driven from your own household of crimes. The witchcraft of scent imitators trying to set up in stages for your own life to kill, as if it's their own lies shoved up underneath that rug. Because that murder last a check, they wanna be all confused and being drained up in my life, smuggled off like an asset while they steal up my life. So I've been forced to live within, broken and coming undone. All their mischievous being played to suddenly erase you, to kill you, finding out about that demolition control. So this is for that total simulation, saturation, meant to cage up the truth of everything that you've been through. You know it now, you know what it do, you know how it do when it do what it do, and how they wanted it to be, dead in the grave, circling the vultures in the prey, on their kill, made the skill of their own kill, inside, standing on the calling upon the Lord, cause I've been tampered with my whole mind since I was less than 4. So don't let no devil rewrite my story, cause they double-minded, all jeopardized inside of their own eyes. I can see their whole criminal enterprise, every single scheme that's been played on me. All friendlies in store if your whole life take you down, like you're just somebody's fool, somebody's clown. It's all because they don't want to allow that truth to come out, that truth to come out, that they're devils in disguise, coming to take your life with fears of being exposed inside of a crime spree. So they're gonna leave you all lost up from the beginning of your life to the end, to leave you followed, stalked, and misaligned. inside of a whole criminal group, trying to enterprise your entire life. Setting up these stages to work like they're ensuring you're to be dealt with before they get seen for their whole crazy. To stage me up to die, from my birth until the day I die. The day I die, all because of what they did to me they can't deny. I'll stay up in the fire of the Lord, 'cause they can't ever look me back in the eye, knowing that I fucking loved you the whole time. You were there to stage me up in a cold design, to get my life taken, bleed me up dry, the backgrounds of my life, things, plays to be lived so free to work, not be so poisoned up in life that it hurts. Just coming now to find out how it was, what could make this hurt worse than it did. Stage me up to die, just to get rid of me for your own crimes. You're replacing the backgrounds of my life, my light that I was trying to take back ever since I had a chance at this life to stay at all. So thanks for the love, future faking, the freedom to work, not being poisoned up to find my pride, my homie, not being poisoned and able to see myself. Thanks, my autonomy of mind, my ability and agility won't find me this time. Where did Matt go? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh joy, where did Matt go? Who knows? Who knows? So yeah, it's on till the break of dawn every single day. They crafted all these craters out of my soul, stage my whole life up in flames. My love life, my work life, just sabotaging my whole soul and mind. So I stood at the feet of Jesus, just to feel somewhat safe inside of a world that covers crime so deeply, being misaligned all of the time, from keeping that population all nice and swept up under the rug. The whole crime that they come calling to craft up, and it's a culling of a life being led up by their craft inside of a bloodbath the entire life.
Freek, are you kidding me?
They wanted me poisoned up inside and out.
Sometimes it feels like the world's gone crazy, and I'm trying to face it head on, but I can't keep doing this daily.
What's going on?
Sometimes it feels like the world is changing, and I can't escape it. Hell no, my God, what's happening lately?
What's going on? There's no peace, no freedom left inside of a life. This world, all the way to the end, to facilitate the greatest type of war against targets and minds. So drones of humans can take all their moves, and then they just take the reality of what they make to force you into that movie theater, just to stage that whole great wage in the future of your own life design, because your whole story could tell 1,000 different stories, all one great big dark hodgepodge of a whole life. That horror scene, that psychological thriller that you're seeing through your own eyes, of some very sick enterprise.
Sometimes it feels like the world's gone crazy, and I'm trying to face it head on, but I can't keep doing this daily.
What's going on?
Sometimes it feels like the world is changing, and I can't escape it. Hell no, my God, what's happening lately?
What's going on?
People only aiming to take your money down that whole life story of agony, from the beginning to the end of your life. Them fat cats can step up inside the movie streams when they're only plagiarizing over whole reality, making money off of a whole display all over again and again inside of your life. A whole kamikaze's design of a crime spree, that satanic ritual abuse stolen up. Now you know the proof up in that movies that they are showing you to be poisoned up. Since he was 3, taken for soldier cheap, being cleaned out inside of that cold blind way, leaving you without a chance to say every single thing inside being put on display.
And I'm trying to face it head on, but I can't keep doing this daily.
Full person's reality
Sometimes it
being
feels
put
like
on
the
display.
world is changing,
Being put
and
on
I
display.
can't escape it. Hell no,
From
my
the whole
God, what's
person's
happening
reality
lately?
being taken
What's
away.
going on?
From the jump of their life, all washed away until death came to make that movie of a lifetime. Cause then they'd be getting paid to watch how they performed this whole type of harvesting of energy inside of their state-of-the-art crime, just to get people all lost off from that soaked up horror show. It's a great satanic ritual abuse to take a whole life, completely stage it, then recreate it. It's all in sets and stages to continue making money over people. It's energy harvesting to live this life. I think it's real. I think it's a real sick crime. Real sick crime, taking over a life in complete ways to harvest off all of their energy in a real sick design. I think you split whole sliver's design, got them telling how stupid they're supposed to take all of this whole life, being led so absolutely blind to how very unloving to have your life just taken away from you. Things being staged because you're fighting demons and people that need to at some point turn back and look at God. Look at God. Demons receive your judgment now. Every single thing that you did to design this life ever since we were kids to be taken away in this way. Pro-life, not pro-choice, because somebody too needs to feel like they're okay inside of this world. Cause I'm somebody too, don't just get to say every single thing inside of my life put me in dangerous ways that anybody's not gonna be okay with just getting locked straight up out of their own lives. Saying go play it over 4 times of that crime to pin me down inside of their lives to stay well fed with that blood money they need to take all the way to the bank just to feel alive. So you know your whole enterprise is a weak way in disguise inside of our whole entire lives, just to silence people and keep them blind to that truth. Abuse people way too much to you in that early blood that you love so much. All the devil's details being hit up. So go ahead and regret every last detail that you wanted to write and rewrite over life. The Lord will have say. His word over and through it all. The Lord and His word is the only thing that lasts. It's the same then, same now, same then, same land now, same then, same now. The Lord's word, same then as it is now. The only thing that changes underneath that sun, being blind to the crime that you came up from jump. See the end, now slow me down, be. Trust me when I'm gonna say it now. Y'all can stay the fuck back, stay the fuck back, fuck back. Someone toe to toe with all your jokes and your trained up ways. You'll have your lives thrown into spokes in this type of crime that you're supposed to play out being mummified into a mind. This life is mine, this life is mine. Trying to rip me up from that truth, to rest in peace, to then pull up that drain spout, to drum me, run me dry, inside of my whole life of mine. Rip me up, to leave them in spokes, while they built that type of an alliance, so you could box me in. You deserve realness, not just practiced up smiles. Getting twisted from lies, your future fake you made, proxy ties. You need to ghostwrite that script, leave your whole life straight rip. Down that whole encampment of that full demonic show, trying to slip away somebody's purpose for that glow. Side of this whole world that knows the most, digging up until this world's designed, able to mention all. Lost off and left the surface. Where's your heart's fucking purpose? But I finally see through plot every single hour and angle made. Masks slipping up, even catching up in your whole soul. Mind all being scripted to their ability and your whole soul to steal. Open from your past, as if everything that you were to have. You bled up into that bug bath to blind you up in your place, left you in races you only knew that was there, left to bleed up to be the last one standing there, casting spells against me like fucking working, bled up in thoughts, trying to bury me up in that clarity, to take me and make me all so blurry, to erase me, completely. Fuck you thinking. Casting spells, messing with my mind and playing games, try to bury me up in the clarity, to make me get so blurry. Easing the breath with the death on test. Every single stood up to the warfare, left to ingest death inside, to take you down to that truth that's been unfolding in the rain. Every single part leaving me stained, sad, strain, to be betrayed so badly, to leave that monster ghost up in the script poison, to become a picture faking me a double-minded is free, too wicked, and they can keep what they can think they can keep. Inside of that sleep that they're gonna find out, but I found out in that clarity, bubble and smoke. They think they wanted smoke from me. Inside of every single word, snare to me, trying to take me out of my whole plan from my stance, not leaving me to a basket in the data map. Inside of that way themselves to take me out. Inside of that it just want my life back every minute of every hour underneath the sun, as if everything was all being undone. Inside it's gonna be possibly to work. Inside of that perfect step to picture my love back. Inside of that energy and life they stole from me. Each and every single dirty official playing, performing in the same crimes. They're trying to be out here and closing me up, soaked inside. All of that counterfeit affectionate to drip all over my life like that ritual abuse. To drip up my life with that arsenic. To drip up my life with that arsenic. To drip up my life with that arsenic. Arsenic.
Billionstars.
Passing the gun, driven drive-by to shoot me up, but shoot me up so slow. Inside of my own home, working right, every breath to profit off the entire life. All the way to make money and take it to the bank. All the debt they made to leave me locked down to that maze, There's no regrets coming and collapse as I try to make and create that bloodbath. Every single work of me is in the scenes, trying to take away all of it fortune. Not up with my ability. Utilities, true stands up tall. Every single part of that abuse that they're breaking up, stacking up tall. Having to reroute all of their plans to make and take me out. Because I wanted to win in this life, to win back my life. From all the lies and the cheats and stealing, all the manipulated crimes over me. Every single part meant to take me down, full of ropes of their whole plans. I see the angels holding up a breakthrough. Every single little system's gonna fall. Inside of my life that's mine, and I'm taking it back, and I'm taking it back in all. Reserving my right to be made whole. Trying to take out, they're trying to take me out, I'm able to be made whole. To a calculated and a plan of death over my life, to leave me nothing left inside, trying to take me up blindly into prisons for their own plan inside of their own life and death. They thought they had the perfect plan until I seen it clear true. Every single part of me trying to rebuild my spirit, because they poisoned me all the way up from this resurrection that was in my soul, deep in my whole soul. Every single part of it meant to make me whole, so it's time to turn it back to the point. Inside of the science, this is the revelation from my mind. Every single level I prayed for, inside of that stage, they could take it up into cancer. Scripting out somebody's life in the background while keeping hacked and data backed and off track, keeping up blindly. Jesus Christ is the truth breaker.